Okay. So we look at the first one. Aigiri Nandini, Nandita Modini, Nandita Medini, Vishwa Vinodini, Nandinute. So there are part of Vedas in this. Okay. As always, some places you'll say Nandanute, Nandinute, and so on and so forth. That's okay. We'll follow a particular version. And because this is not Shruti, it is not Vedic. Vedic, Adake, there is a lot of Pata Veda, but like we've seen Sri Suktam in several places, Purusha Suktam, etc. So this will obviously have different versions because by and large it remains the same. And it's Adi Shankara Virachita. That is the tradition. Adi Shankara has composed this. And as I said, it has been popularized by Tenali Rama. Okay, that's the story. Just to know that there is a, I mean, there is a nature of these things to spread in Bharatavarsha. It's very interesting is this, a lot of these things gets composed by somebody in some place, and then it gets popularized elsewhere in so many different places. See, right now we have the internet and the ability to very quickly have data available all over. We are talking about a couple of thousand years ago, and even before. It is interesting to note how a lot of this, the scriptures or compositions, a lot of these compositions were actually, they got delivered to so many different people. And it's always generally by word of mouth. Somebody sings or somebody heard it somewhere and they would have traveled. And very few people traveled out of their village, out of their town, out of their cities, etc. Very few people traveled. But those who traveled will bring back some things like this. They'll bring back some texts. They'll bring back some, of course, besides other things in terms of garments, jewelry, pottery, whatever, they'll bring back other skills. They'll also bring back knowledge, information that is available elsewhere. So this is
Mahoday, just a small thing. The Shankarar Pati or book so he did Digvijayam twice and he traveled on the Mari.
Correct.
Far and wide. So அதுல என்ன போட்டிருக்குன்னா in those days the ரொம்ப scholarly people வந்து எங்க இருந்தாலும் தேடி போய் அவளோட அந்த philosophy எல்லாம் it's like the way he met Mandana Mishra. Mandana Mishra was somewhere in Madhya Pradesh and he's traveled all the way just walking and just to establish that அந்த நைஷ்கர்மிய அதுக்கு தப்பு அப்படின்ற மாதிரிலாம். So I mean,
no, absolutely. In fact, this is how they spread their ideas and ideologies and philosophies by traveling, seeking out the scholars in that region and having debates and conversations with them and so on and so forth. Right? So this is how they would do that. And but even otherwise, I'm just generally saying traders. So like I'm saying how something like this would spread is also by many people who travel for trade, etc. They get interested, they pick up a lot of things that they learn everywhere and they come and they also spread it. Right? So like that, this is one of the very, very popular chants, right? And it's said that in Devi Mahatmyam, it's written somewhere that one who chants this particular shloka, Devi has given a promise saying that she will never leave this person. She'll always be by his or her aid, will always be there. So anyways, now this is also popularly known as Aigiri Nandini. Okay. So the Mahishasura Mardini Stotram Chonna, now a lot of people will blink. But you tell them Aigiri Nandini, they'll know, oh, okay, this is what you're talking about. Okay. So what it is Aigiri Nandini means it is an address to Devi, Parvati Devi, Giri Nandini, the daughter of the Giri, Himavan's daughter. I is a way of addressing. A, அப்படினு சொல்ற மாதிரி. Aho. Men, I think this is for men, masculine, the way to address them is Aho. Aho is also used for women. I don't know. Aho Mahodaya, we can say Aho Bhagini. Maybe we can, I don't know. But Ai is used to refer to women. Ai. So she's like called as Ai, Giri Nandini. So she's been addressed that way. And he says Nandita Medini. So Nandita Medini is, she is the joy that fills this Medini. Medini means the earth. Her joy. So she is in a state of joy, and that joy is filling up this whole planet Earth. Okay. Vishwa Vinodini. Vishwa Vinodini is she is for her, this whole world is a divine play. Vishwa Vinodini. Nandinute. Now, Nandinute is, she is worshipped by, or she is praised by Nandi Bhagavan. Okay. So Nandi is essentially is the Dwarapalaka. In a way, he is the Dwarapalaka of. Let me just, I think, stop share, because it's, I think the first verse at least we all know. So Nandi Nute is, she is worshipped by Nandi. See why, for whatever reason, it's written on the first line as Nandi, as referred to as or addressed as somebody is being worshipped by Nandi, is because Nandi is very obsessive of Shiva. Okay. So he's very obsessed, or rather feels very obsessive about his Lord Shiva, and he doesn't allow anybody. We know the story, right? Where even Saundarya Lahari, Nandi takes the form of a goat and eats half of it from Shankara's hand. Although Shiva Shakti together given him the Saundarya Lahari, he eats it off, saying that you can't take anything from her. And we also know the other, Shrungarahita Charana. What is that? Patanjali? No, not Patanjali's.
Vyagrapada.
Vyagrapada. I think Patanjali's stotra on Shiva. What is that stotra? It goes as there are no a or a sound.
இல்லாதக்கு வரும் அந்த குழந்தை கூட சொல்லுவானேடா நடராஜ
So Nataraja Stotram. Nataraja Stotram is Charana Shrungarahita. Charana Shrungarahita means there is no feet or no kumbh. So Nataraja Stotram, it goes as Chida, no.
Mutanjida
Correct. Sadanchita Mudanchita. So that is how the first verse goes. Sadanchita Mudanchita Padanchita Jhala Jhalam. I don't remember, my Pramod's son will remember it. He memorized that first few verses. So that particular verse was actually chanted by Patanjali, because Patanjali is half snake. The body is half snake. And so Patanjali is, when he tried to enter Kailasha, Nandi stopped him and ridiculed him, saying that you don't have a leg, you don't have a horn. Because Nandi is a cow or a bull, he's got legs and he's got horns. And he ridiculed Patanjali, saying that you have neither legs nor horns. So அது தமிழ்ல சொல்றச்சு, கால் இல்ல கொம்பு இல்ல கால் இல்லைங்கிற மாதிரி சொல்லுவார். So he ridiculed that way. And then what he did was he then composed this Shringara Charanarahita Nataraja Stotram. Shringa Charanarahita. So Shringa is Kumbu.
Charana Shungarahita.
Charana Shringarahita. Charana is the feet. So Kal illa, Kumbu illa. So in the whole verses that you see, Sadanchita, Mudanchita, Padan, Adamara, that will go that way. There'll be no Akara sounds and there'll be no Ekara sounds. So Kal illa, Kal is, there is no A sound. If you put a sound, it's like a Kala, Padam, Charana, and Shringa, which is the Kumbh. So the whole verse is very beautiful. I think about 10, 12 verses or so. It's very beautiful. And usually dance students are taught to dance on that particular shloka. It's very nice. So what I'm saying is Nandi stopped them from going in. So Nandi, it's very difficult to get past Nandi. So it's not easy to get past Nandi. So if Nandi is allowed, or Nandi Nute is saying that it is that Nandi has accepted Parvati. Nandi has accepted Devi. That is the important thing to note here. So saying Nandi Nute means she has been adored or accepted by Nandi himself. Like that. So I say Nandi himself is accepting you means that you are an integral part of Shiva. See, when will Nandi accept her? When he sees no threat in his worshipping Shiva or in his obsession of Shiva, he sees no threat, and that is when he will accept her. So he has accepted her. So Nandi Nute, Girivara Vindhya Shirodhi Nivasini Vishnu Vilasini Jishnu Nute. So Girivara Vindhya mountains. So like she is known to be the daughter of Himavan. She is known to reside in Vindhyachala, the Vindhya mountains. Vindhya mountains are the Sahyadri range of mountains in the central India. Vindhya, the Vindhya mountains, she is known to be Vilasini. Shira, so she dwells on the top of those mountains. She Girivara, what is Girivara means one of the, it is Vara means supreme or exceedingly great. So Girivara means it is one of the best mountains. Which one? Vindhyachala Shirodhi Nivasini. So in the Shira of the Vindhyachala mountains, she resides, Nivasini, and Vishnu Vilasini. So she is one who is playful with Vishnu, like a sister is playful with a brother, because Vishnu is supposed to be her brother. That's the relationship. Got to build a relationship. That is how it is. And in fact, in when we look at in Bhagavatam, Devi Bhagavatam, etc., how Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, Mahakali, from them came this Lakshmi, Saraswati. So from them actually came Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and then from them also came Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga, Parvati. And then so Vishnu and Parvati, they were born together. They actually came out together. Like that, Shiva and Saraswati came together, and Brahma and Lakshmi came together. So Lakshmi and Brahma, Shiva and Saraswati, Devi, Parvati and Vishnu. And then they married across. Okay, so that is kind of the story. But there are symbols, there are meaning to these symbols. We're not looking at that now. But that is how she is referred to as the sister of Vishnu, Vishnu Vilasini. So the one who is playful with Vishnu, and Jishnu Nute. So first was Nandi Nute. Nandi praises her. Here Jishnu. Jishnu is Indra. Jishnu Nute. Indra also praises her. So Aigiri Nandini, Nandita Medini, Vishwa Vinodini Nandinute, Girivara Vindhya Shirodhi Nivasini Vishnu Vilasini Jishnunu Te. Then Bhagavati Heshiti Kantha Kutumbini. Yeah. So Bhagavati Heshiti Kantha Kutumbini. Bhagavati He or He Bhagavati. She's addressed as He Bhagavati. Shiti Kantha Kutumbini. So she is the family of Kutumbini, of Shiti Kantha, whose throat is dark blue in color. Neelakantha. So Neelakantha's relation, Kutumbini family. Shiti Kantha Kutumbini, Bhuri Kutumbini, and who has a lot of relations. So she is the Kutumba or the family of Shiva, but it doesn't restrict there. She is, her relations are in abundance. Bhuri Kutumbini, Bhuri Krite. Why she has abundance of relationships? Why does she have abundant relations? Because she is the one who's created abundance. Because she is the creatrix. So she is the creatrix, and because the relationship of the creator and the created is what? Is of a mother and a child, or father and a child. Something like that, right? It's what the creator has created. So she has created abundance, and hence she has all the relations. She has abundant relations. Which means she is related to Shiva, but not just to him. She is related to her, the whole of creation. Bhuri Kutumbini, Bhuri Krite. So Shiti Kantha Kutumbini, the relation of Shiva, and then Bhuri Kutumbini, because she is Bhuri Krite, she has created abundance. Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini, Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute. Okay. Now, this word you have to break it correctly. Okay, many places I've seen Ramyaka Pardini. They'll chant as Ramyaka Pardini. The word is Ramya Kapardini. Kapardini is locks, her hair locks. Kundal. Kundal nu solluvoம்ல, so that is Kapardini. So Ramya is beautiful. Beautiful looking. Kapardini Puri Shaila Sute. Again, she is ending with Shaila Sute, the daughter of mountains. Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini. So here that Mahishasura aspect of the Mahishasura Mardini aspect of Devi is invoked. Like the first day or the last week we discussed, said this is the aspect of Devi who removes that Mahisha aspect within us. Removes the aspect of Mahisha or the very basal tendencies that are within us. She removes it so that we are able to rise above. No more, those don't become impediments. As long as there are impediments, as long as there are things that hold you down, the ability to go up becomes difficult. Right? But at the same time, going up should also not be completely random. See, if you let go of suppose you're holding a halogen balloon, holding it in place, you let go, what happens? Is there a structure in which it goes? It just goes above. It just goes and keeps flying. There's no way, there's no structure in which it rises up. But we need that structure because the cutting is not just sufficient. The cutting has to be gradual in a way that the rising also happens in parallel. So it's like slowly, you remove some of these bondages or some of these things that are holding you down and you slowly rise. Release some more, you rise slowly. Remove some more, you rise slowly. And that is how Mother will do. See, a lot of people there are times when we get really excited about spiritual progress and we want spiritual progress to happen like that. We will say that, okay, now suddenly I'm feeling really high. My gurus asked me to do this, asked to do that. I'm going to do this. In morning I will chant, evening I will do prayers, I will do dhyana, I will do this puja, I'll go to that temple, I'll go to this ashram. And they probably do that for a year or a couple of years, and then they get exhausted. There are cases like this. Why they get exhausted is because they are now, because some of their, they have not gradually cleansed themselves. Which is why they talked, there is always, even in Vedanta, talk about chitta shuddhi. Shuddhi needs to happen gradually. Because when realization occurs, realization, essentially the experience of realization, although people may have had that that unlocking, the final unlock could be an experience, but to get to that final unlock, it's a gradual process only. It is like the flower blossoming. It is a gradual process. So even if we pray to these, to make, we chant these shlokas, we do prayers, now Varahi Navaratri is coming, we'll do things and all of that. We want these things to help us. It is not overnight, suddenly you'll turn into something very different. That is unnatural. We may have a dream, we may have an experience, we may have a sudden some kind of altered consciousness experience. All these things may happen. But we have to understand those are all unnatural. What is natural is the slow progression within us. We need to be able to see this. You can't go on a steroid and say that this is the right way to go, right? Steroids are all, it's like taking steroids. You take steroids and you puff up your body and you become like a bodybuilder. But if you don't do the necessary things to maintain it, it's very easy for you to either put on weight or completely get disfigured. Because steroids can only hold you so much. So it's like that. Even if you pray to mother to say that, oh mother, Jai Jai, hey Mahishasura Mardini, come and remove all of this that is there within me. She won't do it immediately also because it's out of compassion. The moment she knocks you off, immediately takes off everything. Okay, I'll put you into a washing machine, cleanse you out and bring you out. And suddenly you'll start flying randomly. We will all start going to random. We'll not know where we are heading. Why? Because that establishment is not there. So what is important is the bondage that is now currently holding us down, that needs to be converted into a foundation within us. You understand? Very important. Whatever we think we are now held down by desires, held down by certain vasanas and certain aspects of life that we want to hold on to, property, people, aspirations, etc. These are holding us down. What we need to do is the process is to see if you can convert that, use that as a method to ground yourself. There is a big difference between being bonded and being grounded. Yes or no? There is a difference between being bonded and being grounded. What does being grounded mean? Grounded means you are making a decision or a choice to not just wander around. You're wanting to be established with certain determination and certain clarity of thought. Bonded means it will also seem similar. See, the one who is bonded and the one who's grounded may seem similar. But the process inside is very different. The one who's grounded is being grounded out of his own choice. The one who's bonded is out of compulsion. That is the difference. And what are we trying to remove? Slowly, Mahishasura Mardini, we are asking her to remove us of that compulsion. Mother, I don't want to be bonded, but I want to remain grounded. Otherwise, what happens is suddenly now I am spiritually நமக்கே வந்து நம்ம spiritually enlightened சொல்லி நம்மளே நினைச்சிட்டு நம்மளே 4 பேர்ட்ட சொல்லிட்டு இருப்போம். And I went to these courses, I did these things, and I become spiritually very high. And I'm you know, don't disturb me. I'm a very spiritual person. We'll keep talking about things like this, right? You'll make it a thing. We'll start making it a thing within ourselves. It's not a thing. It's not a separate thing. It's just you. You're just cleansing yourself slowly in a way that you become you. You become you in the most purest form. So the process of Mahishasura Mardini is that when you cleanse yourself slowly, we don't suddenly start flying about. We make sure that this bonding, or rather not bonding, the bondage becomes grounding. Foundation, your foundation, your yama and niyama, essentially the first two stages of Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, the Ashtanga Yoga, that remains established. Yama and niyama remains established. That foundation is important. Then you go up slowly. The fall won't be bad, and there won't be a fall because you're building slowly. You're going up and building. There's no sudden rise. Okay, so that is what the first verse is. Ai giri nandini nandita medini vishwa vinodini nandinote girivara vindhya shirodhini vasini vishnu vilasini jishnunote bhagavati he shiti kantha kutumbini bhuri krite jaya jaya he mahishasura mardini ramya kapardini shailasute. So now this one we're talking about the mountain, right? So which is where I think this conversation kind of becomes interesting. Is saying it's like going up a mountain. So if you're wanting to reach to Devi, wanting to reach to Mother, it's like climbing up a mountain. Why? Because she is this daughter of the mountains. So if you want to attain to her, get to her, it is not an easy task, but you ask her to help you. Mahishasura Mardini, oh Mother, in the form of Mahishasura Mardini, you remove this dross or this things that are holding me, chaining me down, that makes me unable to climb up the mountain. I want to climb up the mountain. I want to rise up. I want to go up. Within me. I want to do this. Remove these fretters that are there. Remove these bandha that are there. I mean, let me slowly rise above. But at the same time, see, again, it's interesting. You think about mountain climbing, you always tie yourself to something, right? You've seen mountain climbers, how they do it. As they climb up the mountains, they'll have some kind of things to kind of hold up while they go. But at the same time, they will tie some kind of a rope to some place on the mountain, and so that even if they fall, even if they if you know, they lose their balance, they don't kind of hit the ground and die, basically. Right? So that
even to climb a mountain, you don't need to carry weight. You have to drop a lot of weights.
very nice, correct, absolutely. So climb up, you have to reduce the weight. You have to carry only the essentials. So we'll tell Mother, I'm coming to you. I want to only bring the essentials that are what I am. In fact, those essentials also, because I feel those are essentials, I need them so that I can climb. Right? So those essentials that you think you require for yourself to climb up, use those. A very, very beautiful point, Mama. Thank you. See, essentials, like what are those essentials? And today, if I need a comfortable place to sit and do dhyana, it's an essential. It's okay. Don't suddenly say that, oh, if I have to be spiritual and I have to do spiritual practices, I have to go and sit on a thorn or on a rock. Vivekananda did meditation on a rock in Kanyakumari, so I'm going to sit on a rock. It won't work for us. Right? To Tiruvannamalai, you try to go and sit on a rock in Tiruvannamalai during summer and sit on a rock and see. It'll burn. Right? You won't be able to sit. Music, they say you have to stand neck deep water 4 a.m. and practice. So the necessary things you must, that are required to do. Make sure that you don't again glorify those things or underplay it. Don't underplay or don't glorify. Say that, see, I need to sit, I need some calm. I need an environment which is quiet and calm. Right? And somebody will say, oh, what do you mean? You're doing meditation, right? You should only focus inside. Why are you listening to outside? I get disturbed, right? So allow me that space. So it's okay. If somebody says like, see, heard these conversations many times, right? And somebody says that dhyanam பண்ணிட்டு இருந்துச்சு குவைட்டா சத்தம் போடாது. If you tell somebody, you say, நீ தியானம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கல, நீ எதுக்கு டிஸ்டர்ப் ஆற இப்படின்னு they ask. சும்மா அந்த குண்டக்கா மண்டக்கான்னு குதர்க்கமா ஏதாவது பேசுறதுக்கு people will say that. There are people who do this. I'll say, then yeah, of course, but I'm not there yet, right? I'm not in a state where I close my eyes, I go into deep samadhi instantaneously. So I need an environment which is conducive. If I go to a certain temple, I need a certain space to feel connected within myself, to feel a little elevated within me. So these are the necessary things. So necessary things do carry with yourselves while you're going up. Don't starve yourself with the necessary things. Then what will happen is the joy of climbing will be lost. You'll lose the joy of climbing. And then what will, and I'm reminded of examples. Kailash is also here, Hariom Kailash. We've had Kedar, Badri Yatras and done Kailash Yatra also earlier. So there are people who will go with a lot of excitement and will say that, oh, I can withstand. He'll say, no, you must take this tablet at an altitude because your body is not used to it. No, I don't know those tablets. I'll go, I'll stand, usually the Sherpas and all, they recommend close your ears, put a cap, don't expose yourself to the chill. You may not feel the chill, but it'll affect you and so on and so forth. So there are people with excitement, they will not listen to these things. But give them 4 days, they'll fall sick. And then what happens? You're not able to enjoy the rest of the journey. So as much as you don't burn yourself out in work or in anything excited that you do, you are careful not to burn yourself out. Same thing in spiritual sadhana. Don't burn yourself out. Suddenly don't say, okay, today I am going to do 1 lakh japa. It will really build a lot of heat in you. You will not be able to manage the heat. Take a sankalpa that you can work with. Slowly increase. These are important things. If you're doing some bijakshara, some mantra, some chant, something that you want to do, and you pick up and suddenly or bayangro or akrosh or vegathula vande, you'll say, now I'm going to sit and I'll not get up till I finish 1 lakh. Your body will start reacting in different ways. Why? Because you're not prepared. Your body, your mind. So these are important things. So when you say that when you're climbing up, oh Mother, Giri Sute, Shaila Sute, when I'm coming up, help me to drop all of this so that I can climb up, so that I can come and I can have this glory of experiencing you. Jaya Jaya He. Jaya Jaya is essentially victory. So it is not her victory. It is your victory. Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute. So she's got beautiful hair. She's got beautiful hair that is, think about that hair is flowing down the mountain, you're catching hold of the hair and climbing up. She herself is offering beautiful. They're Rapunzel. Those who have read this fairy tale of Rapunzel. She'll grow long hair and then she'll be sitting in a tower, a very tall tower. And whenever the evil stepmother or whatever wants to come, she'll say, Rapunzel, throw your hair down, and then she'll climb up. So imagine Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute, O Mother of the Mountains. And why, again, maybe this verse we'll not spend time with every shloka, but why probably again the tresses of mother, or the tress means the hair locks of mother are usually also referred in many different places, in Lalita Sahasranama and Saundarya Lahari, many places. the hair of mother is given a lot of importance is also because for women particularly, hair is a sign of prosperity, right? Which is why you notice in those days for women who've lost their husbands and they shave off the hair, etc., right? Because to show that you've lost it, you're not mangalam anymore.
இப்பெல்லாம் நேச்சுரலாவே கொட்டிடுறது.
That is true. That is for men also, not just women. So one is that it's a sign of auspiciousness, mangalam, right? And the other is also the hair when braided. And see, one of the things that women are also told to braid their hairs essentially because there are nerve endings in your head, right? Usually they say, right, use a comb properly to comb your hair well and then braid your hair. Because there are nerve endings, many nerve endings in the head area. And by doing that, you're also activating those nerve endings. Right? As you activate nerve endings in your head, you're essentially becoming a little more sensitive to learning, to knowledge, to understanding, all of that. So she's got a very braided, well braided, a kapardini, well braided hair. Right? So Devi is Mangalam. And it's also that she's got this well braided, very beautiful looking hair. And the color of the hair is also usually made a reference to in many places. Mother's color of the hair. In fact, in Saundarya Lahari, there is a verse. Particularly, it talks about Simantini, the sindura that she applies in her head, the forehead that you apply. That particular track that takes you to the Brahmarandhra. From the center, the track takes you to the Brahmarandhra. So you usually apply kumkuma or something on that track for women, because that is the place that is generally very sensitive. So you apply that, and then you generally see whatever you do, these things are done to kind of activate your spiritual energies within you so that you're able to operate a little with a little more well-being. And also, so you're able to operate with a little better, more well-being in the world, and are also able to go a little more subtler and deeper within. Both of these. So the color of the hair is usually, the black color of the hair is usually what is referred to, unless you're referring to other Dasamahavidya Devis like Dhumavati, etc. Usual reference to Devi and her hair is black in color, right? So the black in color, see, when you look at Devi, you got this long hair that she's got, and there's her face. And what does the darkness, the black refer to usually? Black refers to darkness, right? The black refers to darkness. So if you look at Devi as just the face, that upper part, the Vagbhavakuta, you see the black hair behind her is the dark black hair, and then you got the face in the front. So you just look at this combination itself, it is Shiva and Shakti. Right? Shiva is dark, Shiva is black, Shiva is, if you look at Shiva as this complete Shunya. That is why Shivaratri is very, very auspicious, because the darkest night, he is the one who's operating. So Shiva is that dark, which means he is this complete void, and she is the Shakti that comes out, the manifestation. So the manifestation stands out, the beauty is seen in the background of Shiva. So you need Shiva as the background for the beauty of Shakti to come forth and shine forth. Right? So if you notice this whole verse, the references of Shiva are made very subtly. Shiti Kantha Kutumbini. Shiti Kantha Kutumbini, you are the wife of the Neelakantha, the blue-throated one. And then Ramya Kapardini. So there are places where this reference to Shiva is made because it is always seen together. You always refer to them as Shiva Shakti together. Right? This is very important to understand because it is not that if you're praying to Shiva, I mean, this classic example of Bringi Rishi, because of whom Shiva and Shakti came together as Ardhanarishwara. So the Ardhanari form of Shiva Shakti has to always be brought to fore, because when you're thinking about Shakti Devi in whatever form, remember there is a Shiva standing behind her who's the substratum, the supreme, the consciousness in which Shakti is operating. In fact, even Kali's form, when Kali is standing on Shiva, means what? He is the substratum. She is standing on top of it. Even in Tripura Sundari, Lalita Tripura Sundari, the form, you see the Shiva Manche, Shivakare Manche. Akare Manche, Shiva Paramashiva Paryanka Nilayam. So the Paramashiva, he is the bed or the cot on which he is sitting. So he will remain the subtle form, the underlying principle on which she is present as this Maharagni. So whenever we think of Devi, we should remember there is this principle that is underlying, principle of cosmic consciousness. Call it whatever name. It's a sleeping form of Narayana. Think of Narayana. And Lakshmi is at his feet. Which means what? Narayana, he is sleeping, Lakshmi is Kalam ki utandruka. We look at Lakshmi Narayana, which means Lakshmi is the one working. Narayana is sleeping. Right? A lot of people don't like this. Adenna அவர் எனக்கு காலியை முக்கி விட மாட்டாருன்னு. The symbolism there is she at the feet of Narayana, she is pressing her feet, his feet means she is in action and he is resting, which means he is the substratum, she is the manifest, he is the unmanifest, avyakta, she is the vyakta. So correct, all Shakti Pithas have Shiva in the premises, correct Kailash. So all the even Shakti Pithas also there will be a Shiva there. He may be hidden, he may be in some place, etc. But then that presence has to be recognized. So it is also a way of saying that this whole Leela of Shakti, Vishnu Vilasini, Vishwa Vinodini, this whole play of the Vishwa that you see as Shakti is in the forefront. But there is this Sadashiva, the silent witness at the back. So Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute. Okay. We'll just quickly look at the next one, at least to start with. Suravara Varshini, Durdhara Dharshini, Durmukha Marshini, Harsharate, Tribhuvana Poshini, Shankara Toshini, Kilbisha. So there are two ways. This is Kalmasha Moshini or Kilbisha Moshini, Ghosharate or Ghorarate. There are two versions there. Danuja Niroshini, Ditisuta Roshini, Durmada Shoshini, Sindhu Sute, Jai Jai He Mahishasura Mardini, Ramya Kapardini, Shaila Sute. So Suravara Varshini, the one who rains blessings or boon on Sura, all the gods. Durdhara Dharshini, so who is the one who won over an Asura called Durdhara. She won over the Asura. Durmukha Marshini. So which means she forgave, or essentially, so these are all from Bhagavatam. Okay, there are different asuras, etc. So these asuras, Durmukha Marshini. So she forgave and vanquished the demon called Durmukha. So Durdhara and Durmukha were two asuras, and she vanquished them. Harsharate. Harsharate means she is always in her own joy, bliss. We saw in Shamala Dandakam also. What is she? Madalasa. She is always in an intoxicated state. Tribhuvana Poshini. So she is the one who is nourishing all the three worlds. Tribhuvana Poshini. Shankara Toshini. Toshana, it means to please. So she pleases Shankara. Kilbisha Moshini. So there are two this thing to look at. One is Kilbisha is a crime or an offense somebody does, and she removes it, takes it off, Moshini. And Ghosharate means she enjoys the sound of the battle. In the battle, the sound, she enjoys that sound. Ghosharate. Right? And Danuja Niroshini. Danuja Niroshini is the one who are born of the Danavas, from the Danavas, or the clan called Danavas. She is Niroshini. So she is she is the Niroshini means she doesn't carry any form of anger or any form of any form of hatred towards Danavas. See, there are different kinds of beings. We had spoken about this, right? There are Rakshasas, there are Asuras, there are Daityas, there are Danavas, etc. So she is saying that she said she doesn't carry any hatred. Although she is defeating them, vanquishing them, etc., she doesn't carry any anger or hatred against them. Diti Sutta Roshini. So one way of looking at it, she is she displays her anger on the Ditis or the Daityas and the Danujas. See, the way to look at this is the Danavas and the Daityas are also beings that come and disturb, and she will vanquish them, but in the process she may show anger. So, like, for example, this is the interesting thing. Kids also, when they read these stories on Devi Bhagavatam or Durga, so you see Devi is standing so angrily and killing these beings, right? So it is shown as though there is so much anger Devi is carrying to kill them. The important thing to note is that display of anger is for an act. It is not an attitude of anger, right? They're not angry with an individual or a person. They're angry with the act, and they use that anger to finish off that evil or that wrong action, but you don't carry any hate within. So even though the Daityas or the Danavas, etc., she shows anger, displays anger, she does not carry hatred within. And she removes the pride of all the demons or the of all asuras. Durmada Shoshini. So she removes all the Durmada. Mada means pride. She removes the pride, dries them up. Shoshini means to dry it up. She dries up all the pride. Sindhu Sute. She's the mother or the daughter of the ocean. Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute. So here in this particular verse, there is a reference brought in of all the various asuras, daityas, danavas, rakshasas, etc., who essentially she kills or vanquishes or destroys or dries them up or cleans them off so that there is joy, harsharate. So there is this big, so that all of these are removed. These all kleshas. See, kilbisha moshini, there is another kalmasha moshini. So she removes all the kalmasha. Kalmasha are all your, I have told this before. It's a very nice way to remember kalmasha. Kalama sha. So take kalama. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So all the 6 will come here. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So these 6 are Shat. Shat Ripuhu. So Kalamasha. Kalmasha. So she's Kalmasha Moshini. Removes all the Kalmashas. And these Kalmashas are these Rakshasas, Daityas, Danavas, Asuras, and so on and so forth. So she removes and cleanses. Their pride means what? She removes their pride means she removes us of the pride that we carry of these negativities or the negative pride that we carry within us. She helps cleaning that. And then Sindhu Sute. So she is the one who is the daughter of the ocean. Means one side she is shown as the daughter of the mountains. Here she is shown as the daughter of the ocean. So in the daughter of the mountain, you try to climb to attain to her. As a daughter of the ocean, she helps cleanse you. Sindhu Sute, which means daughter of the ocean. What do you do if you want to go you want to clean yourself up, you go take a dip in the river, take a dip in the ocean. Yeah, it's a little salty. So you can, after taking a dip in the ocean, you may want to take a shower in the house. But the idea is that you are actually cleansed. So as the daughter of the mountain, Vindhya Nivasini, she is helping you to remove all the bondages and bonds that you carry so that you can climb up. And as the daughter of the ocean, Sindhu Sute, she helps cleanse you of all the negativities in form of Daityas, Danavas, Asuras, Rakshasas, etc., which are within us. Kalmasha. She cleanses us of all the Kalmasha. Right? So nice, right? So one is as a mountain and as an ocean. So she is doing both of that. Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini, Ramya Kapardini Shailaspe. Om Kayena Vacha Manasendriyerva Buddhyatmana va Prakrite Swabhavat Karomi Yatyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanayeti Samarpayami Sadashivayeti Samarpayami Jagadambikayeti Samarpayami Satgurunathayeti Samarpayami Hari Om Tat Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.